Okay, salut. Hi again. So let's move on with our learning of pronouns in French. So in the previous video clip, we learned that a pronoun replaces a noun in a sentence. It avoids repetition. So now we're going to look at direct object pronouns. Please don't get bogged down with the fancy term. It's just a grammar name. It's actually so easy to use these and you get great marks. So direct object pronouns are also called in French les pronoms objets directs. Okay? We'll leave that aside for the moment. Direct object pronouns are pronouns that replace the direct object of a sentence. So direct object pronouns are always placed before the verb, as we learned earlier. So what in the name of God is the direct object of a sentence? Hopefully these three examples now will give you an idea. Je déteste Paul. I hate Paul. I'm telling you in a conversation, I hate Paul, I can't stand him, I just don't get on with him. See what I've just done there in English? I've replaced the name Paul with him. So I hate Paul, je déteste Paul. I replace the name Paul with the direct object pronoun. Je le déteste. I hate him. The le means him. It's a pronoun, a direct object pronoun, and it goes before the verb. Listen to the sentence again. I hate Paul. What is your sentence? Who is the direct object of that sentence? Who is it about? What's the main topic of that sentence? Your direct object. I hate Paul. I hate him. Let's look at the second example. Je déteste Paul et Shane. I hate Paul and Shane. I want to say I hate them. So them in French is les and it goes before the verb. Je les déteste. And the final example then. Je donne les clés à maman. I give the keys to mom. I give the keys to mom. What's my direct object in that sentence? I give the keys. The keys is my direct object. That's kind of like the main topic of my sentence. I'm giving the keys to mom. She needs them for later. Okay, so I give the keys to mom. Instead of constantly saying I give the keys to mom, I give the keys to mom every day, I give them to mom. So them is les in French and you put it before the verb again. So les means them and it's just replacing the noun, the direct object in the sentence, les clés. So je les donne à maman. That gives you a very, very brief insight to what direct object pronouns are. As we move throughout these slides, it'll become easier. So first of all, let's look at the direct object pronouns in English and in French, okay, because we need to know them. We know the personal subject pronouns that you learnt back in first year. They were je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, leur, elle, plural, right? They go before the verb, that's simple. These are replacing the direct object of a sentence. So they're replacing that noun in a sentence that's the direct object. So what are they? Me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. It's actually quite simple. So me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. So me, meaning me, te, you, le, him or it, la, her or it. Nous means us, vous, ye or you, and les, them. So me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. Okay, so if you're replacing a noun in a sentence and it's a direct object, use the direct object pronouns to replace that noun. So me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. Me, you, him, her, us, ye, them. Okay? The more examples we look at, the easier it becomes. Obviously, watch out for the following. Me will become M apostrophe if you put it before a verb starting with a vowel. So, if I want to say my parents, oh, I get on great with them, they love me. They love me. Okay? Obviously, we put the me, the direct object pronoun, after the verb in English. In French, they put it before it. But by putting me before a verb that starts with a vowel, it becomes M apostrophe. Il m'adore. It's like actually for your oral work, you might remember saying, some of you learned the sentence, my parents, they listen to me. Or, yeah, il m'écoute. Il m'écoute. M apostrophe. Te will become T apostrophe. They love you. Okay, they adore you. Il t'adore. And le or la will become L apostrophe. Il l'adore. They love him. There's no problem when the nous, the vous, and the les comes before the verb with the vowel because there's no vowels meeting. Okay, so just watch out for that. That me becomes M apostrophe te, T apostrophe, le or la, L apostrophe before a verb starting with a vowel. Right, let's look at more examples. These will really solidify now your learning of this. Je vois le garçon. I see the boy. Say you're telling me a conversation about, oh, I see the boy every day on the bus. I see the boy and he's on his phone and he's scrolling, whatever. You don't want to keep saying the boy. It sounds repetitive. So I see him. Okay, the boy is a noun and he's the direct object of my sentence. So I see the boy, I see him. Okay, so I need to go back to my list of direct object pronouns. What's the word for him? In French, that's the direct object pronoun, le. Okay, so I go to my sentence, je vois le garçon, I drop le garçon, and I replace it with le. Okay, and I put it before the verb, je le vois. So je vois le garçon, I see the boy, I see him, je le vois. Let's look at number 2. Il déteste les cigarettes. Okay, he hates cigarettes. I want to say he hates them. He hates them because of the smell. He hates them because they're so bad for you. So, il déteste les cigarettes. He hates them. Okay, I want to replace les cigarettes with a direct object pronoun, them. Let's look at our list of direct object pronouns. Them is at the very bottom of it. It's les. Okay, so il déteste les cigarettes. Il les déteste. Now, if you actually look at the original sentence, il déteste les cigarettes. The les gives away exactly what you should be replacing with anyway. So, il les déteste, he hates them. You could be writing this in your diary entry as well if you had a fight with your parents. Instead of saying, je déteste mes parents, I hate my parents, je les déteste. And that would be a good way of getting in a direct object pronoun. Okay, number 3. Je donne les devoirs au prof. I give the homework to the teacher. You want to replace the homework with them because it's plural. Les devoirs. So I give them to the teacher every day at the start of class. So them, look at your list of direct object pronouns, is les. Again, it gives it away. Je donne les devoirs. So you replace les devoirs with les. Where do you put it? Before the verb. So je les donne au prof. Okay? And number 4, je retrouve Sophie tous les jours à l'école. I meet Sophie every day at school. You want to say I meet her every day at school. So her. Let's look back at our list of direct object pronouns. What's her? Me, te, le, la. So I meet her every day at school. Drop the name Sophie and replace it with la and put it before the verb. Je la retrouve. So je la retrouve tous les jours à l'école. Okay, I hope those examples helped. So, just to recap, direct object pronouns replace the direct object of a sentence. And sometimes you just have to sound the sentence out to figure out, is it a direct object that I'm replacing? Okay, so what are they in French? Me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. All right, now just a little rule here. In the past tense, in the Passé Composé, the direct object pronouns always come before the helping verb avoir, okay? Because it's fine in the present tense. We just put them before the verb. There's only one verb in the present tense, so that's straightforward. But as you know in the past tense, if you were saying I hated, j'ai, helping verb avoir, détesté, past participle, well, where does the direct object pronoun go? Does it go before the helping verb avoir, after the helping verb avoir? It goes before the helping verb avoir, okay? Or before the helping verb être, all right? So just remember that. Now, here's the weird thing. The past participle actually agrees with them. So look at my next sentence. We've been drilling it into you for years that you only ever make the past participle agree if the verb takes the helping verb être, never avoir. And I've said that up until this year. Only make the past participle agree if it takes the helping verb être. So you only ever add an e on to the past participle. We'll say if you're saying she went, elle est allée, we arrived, nous sommes arrivés, you add an s, right? For example, look at the example here. Elle a fini ses devoirs. She finished her homework. Because it's she finished and the verb finir takes the helping verb avoir, you don't make any agreement to the past participle. It's only if the helping verb, if it's être. All right? So look here, elle est arrivée à Paris. We do add an E onto the past participle because it takes the helping verb être. So you must make it agree. However, if you were putting a direct object pronoun into a sentence that uses the helping verb avoir in the past tense, you must make the past participle agree with the direct object pronoun. Now, this won't bother you. I can't even imagine you're going to be going this far with it, but let me just show you an example. Il a gagné la voiture l'année dernière. He won the car last year. Okay? He won the car last year. I want to say he won it last year. Now, I'm replacing he won the car with he won it. So I'm dropping the car, la voiture, with it. Okay, so I'm replacing it with la. Because if you go back to your list of direct object pronouns, the feminine word for it is la. Okay, so he won the car, he won it. So I drop la voiture and I replace it with la and I put it before my helping verb. So look at that in the second line, that's straightforward. The la just becomes L apostrophe before my helping verb. Il l'a gagné. However, look at what I've done with the past participle gagné. I've added an E onto it. Even though gagner takes the helping verb avoir, I have made the past participle agree because I've just used a direct object pronoun. My direct object pronoun is la voiture and it's feminine. The car is feminine. Okay, so because I've put a direct object pronoun before my helping verb avoir and it happens to be a feminine direct object pronoun, I have to make my past participle agree, so I add an E. Look at the second example. Nous avons vendu les bonbons. We sold the sweets. We sold, helping verb avoir, past participle vendre to sell. That's grand. We sold the sweets yesterday. We sold them. Okay, I want to replace the sweets, les bonbons, with them. So I want to replace it with les. So you drop les bonbons and you put les before the helping verb. So nous les avons vendus, simple. But because I put a plural direct object pronoun before my helping verb avoir, I must make the past participle agree. So we sold them, plural, add an S at the end of the past participle. And finally, tu as trouvé les clés. You found the keys. Okay, you found the keys. You found them on the counter. So you found them, replace it with a direct object pronoun them. So drop les clés and put les before the helping verb avoir. Tu les as trouvés. So because it's you found them, plural, add an S at the end of your past participle. Okay? Now I wouldn't get too bogged down with that using a direct object pronoun in the past tense. Using them in the present tense would be brilliant. So to recap, direct object pronouns replace the direct object of a sentence, put them before the verb. Me, te, le, la, nu, vous, les. Okay, keep it simple. Right, we'll leave it at that and you'll practice a few exercises on it. I hope that helps.